అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. Today is the second day of our classes on Bhagawadgita. Let us start the session by paying respects to our country by reciting Vande Mataram. Chala Chittibabu garu.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajosna pulakitayaminim pullakusumita drumadala shobhinim suhasinim sumadhura bhashinim sukhadam varadam mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదములండి. చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Thank you so much. Now let us request Vasundharaji to chant Prarthana, please.
Sarvebhyo namaskaraha. 1 minute meditation. 3 times Omkar followed by the prayer. Om Gananam Sva Ganapati-gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Pamashravastamam Yeshwarajam Brahmanan Brahmanasvata Anashunvannoti Bhishvirasadanam Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajirvajinivati Srinama Vidyavatu Om Shri Mahasaraswati Namaha Gurudeva Gati Gurudeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Nagurah Paramam Susurasmi Guroh Matirasti Gurau Mam Pahi Guru ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृते भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत्न्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः
ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం. ధన్యవాదములండి వసుంధర గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. నౌ let us request our Guruji to start the webinar, please.
ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञानघन प्रत्यगर्भो सोऽहमस्मि ब्रह्मेवाहमस्मि. And friends, today we will try to cover good amount of Bhagawadgita, starting from the second chapter, which is the summary of all chapters. In fact, all chapters are just expansion, elaboration of the contents of the second chapter. So the second chapter has the background of the first chapter, which shows how Arjuna became incapacitated. He collapsed with grief and with compassion and with mental debility and weakness, doesn't want to fight any war. So as I told you, it was a big trap created by Duryodhana by keeping Bhishma and Drona in front, so that Arjuna will refuse to fight them. So obviously this trap has to be overcome. Bhishma and Drona also had to die for their mistakes, even though they are what they are. So Arjuna alone can fight the war and win the war. If Arjuna refrains from fighting the war, there is no war. The war can be cancelled. And then the status quo will continue, which is not what Lord Krishna wanted. He wanted to establish dharma through the destruction of the evil forces, the Asuri community, which Duryodhana was the leader of. And Bhishma and Drona became party to it, even though unwillingly. Sanjaya Uvacha tam tatha krupaya vishtham asrupurna kulekshanam Vishidantamidam vakyam uvacha Madhusudanaha. You can also read on your own. No need to unmute yourself, but you can keep the Gita in front of you and keep reading along with me. Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupasthitam anarya jushtham asvargyam akirtikaram arjuna klaibyam asmagam apardha naitatvayupapadyate Shudram Hrudaya Daurbalyam Tyaktvottishta Parantapa. So first he told, O Parantapa, that means the person who will burn or boil or heat up the enemies is called Parantapa. So, O Parantapa, get up, stand up and fight by giving up your Hrudaya Daurbalyam. Tyaktva Uttishta. Uttishta. Get up. What is this? Utastva kasmalamidam. What was the condition of Arjuna? Tam tatha krupaya vishtam. He is overwhelmed by krupa, compassion. Asrupurna kulekshanam is Ikshana, the eyes are full of tears. Vishidantam, he was in deep depression. He is weeping. Kutastva kashmalamidam. What is this, Arjuna? What is this bad, terrible state you have entered into? Vishame samupasthitam. Anarya jushtam asvargyam is so bad. It is not acceptable to the Sabhya Samaja. Aryas means those who are respectable. It is not respectable on your part to behave like this. Asvargyam. It will not lead you to Swarga. Akirtikaram. It will also give you bad name. So stop this. Stand up. Tishthata. So Arjuna replies, Kadham bhishmamaham sankhe dronancha madhusudana ishubhir pratiyotsyami pujar havarisudana. What? How can I fight against Bhishma and Drona, who are pujarha? I perform their puja. I worship them. Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan Shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyamapi haloke. It's better to beg around without fighting against my own gurus. Hattvardhakamastu guru nihaiva bhunjiya bhogal rudhira pradigdha. Why should I try to achieve those pleasures and enjoyments which are full of blood? Nachayate dadvikarma kataranno gariyo yadva jayema yadivano jayet. Now the cat is out of the basket. We don't know whether we will win or not. See, Arjuna exposed himself by this statement that he is afraid, he is doubtful, he is in a dilemma because he is not sure that he will win. This is a dilemma we all face in our lives. We are not sure we will win. When I was a young boy, I faced the greatest crisis. My father died when I was 14 and his dead body is in front of me, and I didn't have a single paisa. My mother collapsed in grief, in non-conscious state, and no relatives came. That was my condition. So we all face, at least I faced, terrible situations in life. We don't know what to do, but I stuck to my position like a rock, Himalayan mountain, by virtue of the Gita knowledge, which I already had by then. At the age of 8, my mother taught me whole of Gita by heart. यानेव हत्वा न जीविषामस्ते अवस्थिता प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्रा. By killing whom we would not like to live. Those people are in front of me. Karpanya doshopahata svabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha Yachreyasam nischitam bruhitanme Sishyaste mam shadhimam tvam prapannam. I am overwhelmed with compassion. Karpanya doshopahata svabhavaha Pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha I'm at total loss. I'm not able to know what is dharma. See, he adheres to dharma. What is dharma? I'm unable to make out. Yachreyasya nischitam bruhitam me. Tell me once for all, for sure, nischitam bruhi. And what is to be done? I am your Sishya. Sishyaste hamsa dhimam tvam prapannam. Nahi prapashyami mamapunujjat. Yat shokamuchoshanam indriyanam. Avapya bhuma vasabadnamriddham. Rajyam suranam api chadhipatyam. This, I am boiling, my body is heated up, I am collapsing on the ground, I am not able to see any light, any truth, I am not able to reach any decision. Of course, in the first chapter, he has said many things. We have skipped the first chapter because it is totally worldly. But you know the first chapter, what he has said. He has said terrible things there. He has said, I see my uncles, I see my cousins, I see my fathers, grandfathers. Tatra pashyan sthitan pardha pitrun atha pitamahan acharyan matulan. He saw his uncles, he saw his teachers. Bhratrun putran pautran. He saw his grandsons, he saw his sons. Meaning equivalents on both sides, real and the equivalents. On his side are the real relatives, on the opposite side are the equivalents. Sakhims tatha swasura suhrudaschaiva senayor ubhayorapi. He saw friends. Tan samiksha sakaunteya sarvan bandhun avasthitan. Kripaya paraya vishto. Having seen all the relatives, he was overwhelmed, fully captured by compassion. Kripaya paraya vishto vishidan nirdavam pravit. Drishtva imam swajanam Krishna. They are my people, O Krishna. Yuyutsum samapasthitam. They all have assembled to fight a war. Sidanti mama gatrani. My hands and legs are shaking, collapsing. Mukhanja parisushyati. My mouth is getting dried up. Vepathuscha sarire me romaharshascha jayate. Gandivam samsate hastat. My bow or gandivam is collapsing from my hands. Tvakchaiva parirapti. My skin is getting dried and heated up and burnt up. Paridahyate. Acha shaknovapyavasthadun dramati vache. My mind is going round and round. Nimittani chapasyami viparitani keshava. Nacha sreyo anupashyami hatva swajanam ahave. Ahave, in the war, by killing Swajana, I don't see any good coming out. Nakangshe vijayam Krishna, nacha rajyam sukhanicha, kinno rajyena Govinda, kim bhogay jivitena va. What is the point, O Govinda? Having all the pleasures which come out of winning the war and the kingdom, ruling the kingdom. Yesha mardhe kangshitan no rajyam bhogan sukhani va. I don't want the kingdom, I don't want the pleasures. Taime avasthita yudhe pranam tyaktva bhavani cha dhanani cha. What is the point when all the people lose their lives? Acharyaha, pitaraha, putraha, tadhaiva cha pitamaha, matula, sveshura, pautra, syala, sambandhinastadha, etan nahantu vichhami. All possible relatives are there. I don't want them to be killed. I don't want to kill them. Gnatopi madhusodan, even if I am killed. Api trailokya rajyasya, even if I become the king of the whole three worlds. Vedo kim mamahi krute, nihatya dhartarashtraanna kapriti syad janardana, papamena sreyedasman hatveta atatainaha. He is admitting they are bad people, but even though they are bad, by killing them, I only will accumulate sin. Papameva sreyedasman. Tasman narhavayam hantum dhartarashtran swabandhavan. We are not qualified to kill our own cousins. Swajanam hikatham hatva sukhinasyama madhava. He is having so much love and affection, even towards Duryodhana and other Kauravas. Yajapyetena pashyanti lobhopahata chetasaha kulakshaya kritam dosham. If we are overwhelmed by greed and we kill all these people, it will amount to destroying the entire family. Kulakshaya kritam dosham. That sin will catch. Mitra drohe cha patakam. Katham najneyam asmabhi papa asman nivritam. We will never be able to redeem ourselves, salvage ourselves from this huge sin. Kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashyad bhirjanardana kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatana. All the entire, because he knew that everybody will die. Once everybody dies, dharma will also go down because nobody is there to protect and uphold dharma. The sanatana dharmas will be going down. Dharme nashthe kulam krishnam adharmo vibhavatyata. Once dharma is gone, adharma will rise. Adharma vibhavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyaha. And all the females will be corrupted once adharma shoots up. Strishu dushtashu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. Once females get corrupted, there will be varna sankara. Friends, all this actually happened. Today we have varna sankara because of this. Sankaro naraka eva kulagnanam kulasya cha. Everyone will go to hell, will be in hell. Patanti pitaro hyesham lupta pindodaka kriya. Without the pindodaka, that is the shraddha karma, pindodaka kriya, lupta pindodaka kriya, patanti pitare ashucho. If you don't perform the pinda pradana to the dead souls, they will fall into deadly hell. Doshairete kulagnanam varna sankarakarakaihi utsadhyante jati dharma kula dharmas shashvata. All the kula dharmas and jati dharmas will all be dissolved, and we will be cause of the varna sankara. This was all going to happen in Kali Yuga anyway. Utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso. If dharma has been destroyed, guaranteed hell. Hell is guaranteed. After you die, you will definitely go to hell. Aho vatamaham mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. What a huge scale of sin we have agreed to commit by assembling here. Yadrajya sukhalobhena hantum svajana mujjataha. Yadimam apratikaram ashastram shastrapaneha dhartarashtra ranehanyum tanme kshemataram bhavet. I am not going to fight. If the Kauravas kill me, Even if I don't raise my arms, it's okay. I'm ready to die. Eva Muktva Arjuna Sankhe Radhopasthamupavishat Visrujya Sasaram Chapa Shoka Samvegna Bharasaha. So having said this, he has repeated the same position here. How can I fight a war against Bhishma and Drona? It is better to beg around. I am totally incapacitated, overwhelmed with grief and depression. You give me your advice, guidance. I am your disciple. He asked for it. Sishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapanna. I am your disciple. I am not able to see what is the solution for this. Eva muktva hrishikesham. Sanjaya is now telling to Dhritarashtra. Gudakeshas param tapah nayotsnya. I am not going to fight. Iti govinda muktva tushnim babhuva. He became silent. So now what is to be done? Tamuvacha hrishikesha prahasanniva bharata senayorubhayor madhye vishidantamidam vachaha. O Bharata, and Sanjay is addressing Dhritarashtra as O Bharata. Having said this, having heard this, Rishikesha, Lord Krishna, started smiling, prahasanniva, at Arjuna, who is in Vishidantam, who is in deep misery and sorrow and depression, in the middle of Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Vishidantam Idam Vachaha. He said this. What did he say? Ashochyananvashochastvam prajnavadanscha bhashase gatasuna gatasunscha nanushocanti pandita. Ashochyananvashochastvam prajnavadanscha bhashase. You are on one side talking prajnavada, that means highly scholarly, knowledgeable declarations you have made. What will happen if this war is fought? And at the same time, you are worrying about things that need not be worried. Ashochyananvashochastvam prajnavadanscha bhashase gatasun agatasunscha. Why? Because nanushocanti pandita. Pandita, the really knowledgeable people, will not get worried about those who are dead or those who are not yet dead. Ashochyananvashochastvam prajnavadanscha bhashase gatasun agatasunscha. Gatasu agatasu. Agatasu is a fellow who is not yet dead. Gatasu is a fellow who is a dead person. Scholar, real panditas, really jnanis will not worry about those who are dead and those who are alive. That means all these people who are not yet dead, agatasu, and those who are dead, and these also will become dead. Natvevaham jatu nasam natvam me janadhipaha nachaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param. Even after the death, we will all be there. In fact, there is a description in the Mahabharata. After finishing the war, a particular situation was created when all the dead soldiers appeared again. They came back from heaven. And even in Ramayana, Dasharatha comes to witness the war of Rama with Ravana at the end. So what does it mean? It means they exist even after death. Even in the Mahabharata case, all the people who died came back for a short period, visited back, and a particular description, a particular scene after the war. Na tu eva aham jatu nasam na tvam na ime janadhipaha. All these kings, I and you. Na chaiva na bhavishyamaha. Sarve vayam atah param. We were there before, we are there now, and we will be there later also. Because dehinosmin yadha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dhirastatra na mukhyati. Just like the body has the self, dehin is the self who has the deha, who possesses the deha. The self who possesses the deha goes through various states of change. Like our finite state automaton, there is a state change. Like what? Kaumaram, childhood, Yavanam, youth, Jara, old age. Tatha, in the same way, Dehantara Praptihi, another body will be acquired. Dhirastatra namukhyati. A courageous person will not be deluded about that. So you are not knowledgeable, though you are talking as if you are knowledgeable. We have two types of people in the world, Panditas and Panditam Manyas. Panditas are those who are actually knowledgeable. Panditam Manyas are those who are not actually knowledgeable, but they assume themselves to be knowledgeable, and others also may regard them as knowledgeable. This is a big problem. Panditam Manyaha. Anyepi tam panditam manyante, sahapi atmanam panditam manyati. So panditam manya are different from the real pandita. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkhada agamapayino anitya stam titikshasva bharata. O Bharata. Why is called Bharata? Because he is from the Bharata's lineage. O Bharata, Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya, O Kaunteya, Kunti's son, Matra and Sparshas. That means the feelings, signals, or sensations which are there in the body and mind, they cause Sukha and Dukkha, pleasure and pain. All these are applicable to all of us, not only to Arjuna. Through Arjuna, he has addressed the whole humanity. The sensations of pleasure and pain which we are experiencing, they will come through the sensory organs. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha agamapayino anityaha. They are mischievous and they are temporary. Tam titikshasva bharata. So tolerate them, bear with them. Titikshasva. Like in the army, military people are trained with extreme crisis situations. They will be sent to the forest without any food, without any clothes, without any tent. They have to leave somehow and come back. So you are capable of doing that. O Bharata, O Kaunteya, you tolerate them. Matra sparshastu kaunteya. That means this misery he is getting is due to the sensations of the mind and sensory organs. So you tolerate those miseries. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkhada. This applies to all of us. We have to withstand and tolerate the miseries which we face in our life. Agamapayino anityaha, though they are mischievous. Agamapayinaha. Yadyapi te anityaha. So don't get upset by those sensations. Yam hinavyadhayam jete purusham purusharshabha samadukha sukham dhiram so amrutatvaya kalpate. Only that dhira, the courageous man, who is not going to be pricked and pained by these temporary pains and pleasures which you are suffering from. If you can withstand them successfully, Like military man can easily withstand. A military man or a commando can live without food and water for more than 3 days. You can live in any heat or cold or any forest or any condition. Na sato vidyate. Having said this, you tolerate them, and only those who can tolerate, they are fit for immortality. Amrutasya putra. Upanishad also said. So amrutatvaya kalpate. Only that person is fit, is capable of reaching immortality. How you can reach immortality? Because when you have the realization of the self, God, Brahman, Brahma Sakshatkaram, Atma Sakshatkaram, that will result in immortal. Because you are that, you realize you are immortal. Na sato, now this is a very fundamental state. Na sato vidyate bhavo, no bhavo vidyate satah, ubhayorapi drishtantah, tvanayo tattvadarshibhi. Tattvadarshis, deeply philosophical visionaries, tattvadarshi. They know that truth and untruth, truth and real cannot be mutually exclusive. Na asato vidyate bhavo, no bhavo vidyate sataha. Bhava is existence, abhava is non-existence. Sat is truth and asat is untruth. So truth alone has existence. Untruth cannot have existence, and truth cannot have non-existence. Na asataha vidyate bhavaha, no bhavaha vidyate sataha. Ubhayorapi drishtvantaha tvanayo tattvadarshibhihi. Tattvadarshis, those who know the tattvam, the true nature of things, they realize these truths. I hope you understood what this is. Because whatever is real, that is Sat, has to always exist. And whatever is unreal will not exist at all. That means all the temporary phenomena of the body, birth, growth, and finally death, Shadbhava Vikaras, it is going through. It is not real. And that which is real will never cease to exist. So it will all be na asataha vidyate bhavaha, no bhavo vidyate, no abhavo vidyate sataha. Sataha, Shashti Vibhakti. Of the truth, there will be no abhava. And for asataha, for asat, for untruth, no bhava, no vidyate bhava, no existence. Avinashitu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam. One stroke, he has eliminated the whole thing. Whatever you see, yad drishyam tam nashyam, whatever you are seeing is getting destroyed, is dying. Drishyam, yad drishyam tam nashyam. So whatever you see is dying, it is not permanent. So therefore it is not real. So that which is real will never die. Avinashitu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam. Realize that indestructible one by which all these things are made. Like by gold, all ornaments are made. By mud, all pots are made. Pot may be destroyed. Ornaments may be melted down or destroyed. But mud will remain same. Gold will remain same. Avinashitu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam. Vinasham avyayasya na kaschit kartumarhasi. Nobody can destroy it. The one with which, by which all these are made, Sat, that cannot be destroyed. No nasato vidyate bhavo, no bhavo vidyate sataha, no abhavo vidyate sataha. Antavanta ime deha, ityasyokta saririnaha. All these bodies, meaning forms, names and forms. Antavantaha, they have an end. Everything has an end. Anasinaha aprameyasya. Of what? These are only forms and shapes and bodies of that which is indestructible. Therefore, you fight. Ya evam vetti hantaram yaschaivam manyate hatam ubhavto na vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate. It doesn't fight, it doesn't. Na jayate na mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavitayo navana bhuyaha. It never got born, it never died. Ajo nitya shashvataha. Ajaha nitya shashvataha. Ajaha means non-born. Ja means born. Ajaha means not born. Nityaha permanent. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. It doesn't die. Only the bodies die. Veda vinashinam nityam ya enam ajamam vyayam kadham sapurusha pardhakam ghatayati hantikam. A person who knows that which is indestructible, Sat, Brahman, with which all these are made, temporary forms are made, and the forms will be born and dying. How can such a person kill anybody and get killed? Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grinhati naroparani tadha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Now this dehi, the one which has this body, there is somebody, something, dehi, which has the deha. And that dehi, Atman, self, will not die. It will throw away the body when the body becomes torn. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grunhati naroparani tadha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. It will acquire new body. That means the self is going through many bodies, one after the other. When the body is good condition, it will be there. When it is unfit to continue to exist, it will die. And a new body will be acquired. Nainam chindanti shastrani. And who is acquiring these bodies? The self. And that self cannot be destroyed by any weapon. Nainam dahati pavakaha. It cannot be burned. Na chainam kleda yantyapo. It cannot be made wet with water. Na soshayati marutaha. It cannot be dried with breeze of any kind. Achedyoyam unbreakable. Adahyoyam unburnable. Akledyo asoshevacha. Unwettable and undryable. Nityam sarvagata sthanuhu. It is always there, permanently. Achaloyam sanatanaha. It is permanent, eternal. Sanatana, eternal. It is there in the past, it is there in present, it will be there in future. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate. It is avyakta. It is not comprehensible. It cannot be thought about. Achintyoyam, avikaryoyam. It doesn't go through any changes. Tasmadevam viditvaenam naivam nanu shochitum arhasi. Therefore, you are not qualified to be worried about. It is meaningless to be worried about. It is not correct to be worried about. Atha chainam nitya jatam nityam vamanyase vrutam tadhapi tvam mahabaho nainam shochitum arhasi. If you are worried about the body, because this body will be there temporarily, And it is always born and always dying. Nitya jatam, nityam va mrutam. So there is no point in worrying about that also. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrutyuhu. That which is born is definite to die, and that which is dead is definite to be born. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrutyu dhruvam janma mrutasya cha tasmad apariharedhe natvam shochitum arhasi. You are not going to, or you are not qualified. It is incorrect to worry about stopping this process. Aparihararthe natvam shochitum arhasi. Jatas, which process? The process of birth and death. Whatever is born has to die, and whatever is dead will be born again. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmada parihare dhenatvam shochitum arhasi avyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata avyakta nidhananyeva. All these things, they were not there at one point of time. The house in which I am sitting right now, the building in which I am sitting, it was not there few years back. It came into existence. Everything which you see, everything in the Drishya Jagat was not there at one point of time. It came into existence. It was born at one point of time. It will definitely die at another point of time. You may not be, your physical body may not be alive to see that death point. Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyakta nidhananyeva tatra ka paridevana. They will disappear after the death. Human bodies, they are not there at one point of time. They are born at a point of time. They die at another point of time. They are not alive for some time. So why are you worried about this? Ascharyavat pasyati kaschidenam ascharyavat vadati tadhaiva chanyah ascharyavaschaiva manyah srunoti srutvapyenam vedana chaiva kaschit. So whatever I described till now, this is observed, known, realized with great wonder. Ascharyavat pasyati. Somebody sees this with great wonder, wonderstruck. Ascharyavat pasyati kaschidenam ascharyavat vadati tadhaiva chanyah. Somebody speaks about it with great wonder. Ascharyavaschaiva manyah srunoti. The third person who can never speak this or knows this, somebody who knows this, who sees this, can speak it. People like us who don't know it, who won't speak about it, will only hear about it. Ascharyavat srunoti srutvapyenam vedana chaiva kaschit. But there is a fourth category of people who keep on listening to it, but they will never be able to understand. I think most of us belong to the fourth category as well, not only third category, because I know people who are attending Gita classes, lectures for the last 50 years, 60. I am also one of them. I am studying these same slokas of Gita when I was age of 8. Now I am 71. Dehi nityam avadhyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata. This self, O Bharata, he is nitya, he is permanent. Avadhya, he is unkillable. It is indestructible. In all the bodies, this self. Tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam shochitum arhasi. You are not qualified to be worried about it. Swadharmamapi chapeksha navikampitum arhasi. Dharmyadhiyadya cheyonyat kshatriyasya navidyade. If you are talking of swadharma, for a kshatriya, the swadharma, there is no better swadharma than fight, war. Yadruchaya chopapannam swargadvaram apavrutam sukhina kshatriya partha labhante yuddhamidrusham. For all the kshatriyas who died in the war, in the dharma yuddha, the gates of Swarga, heaven are wide open, welcoming them. Adhachetvamimam dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi tataswadharmam kirtim cha hitva papamavapsyasi. But if you still say that you don't want to fight this war, you will be abandoning your swadharma, your duty, your own personal duty, swadharma, and you will acquire sin and you will get bad name. Akirtim chapi bhutani kathayishyanti te avyayam sambhavasya chakirtir maranadatiruchyate. You will get bad name, akirti, bad reputation, notoriety, notorious reputation. And that is worse than death. Bhayadrana, what kind of notoriety? Bhayadrana druparatam manyante tvam maharadha. All the maharadhas sitting there. The Radhi is a fellow who sits on the chariot, he can fight. Then there are maharadhas, atiradhas and maharadhas. Maharadhas are capable of fighting with 10,000 people. So, one person will fight successfully with 10,000. All the maharadhas who are in this war zone, they will think that you have run away. Ayat, by your fear. In a war, the duty of a Kshatriya is to fight. Even in Manusmriti also, Yuddheshu apalayanam. That is the definition of a Kshatriya. He has to either win the war or get killed, but not run away. If you don't fight the war, it is amounting to running away. Bhayadrana druparatam manyante tvam maharadha. They will think you have run away with fear. Yesham tvancha bahumato bhutva yasya silaghavam avapyavadanscha bahun vadishyant avachyavadanscha bahun vadishyant. They will speak terrible, unpalatable, unutterable utterances against you. They will say, this fellow is a darpuk, he is a coward, he ran away. Nindantastava samarthyam. They will condemn your capability. You are useless fellow. You are a weakling. You ran away from war with us, from fighting with us. Tato dukkha tarunniki. What can be worse misery than that for you? If everybody says you are a coward and you ran away. Tato va prapsasi swargam. See, he is motivating at different levels. At philosophical level, psychological level, now at personal level. Tato va prapsase swargam jitva va bhokshase mahim. Tasmad uttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krutanischaya. Uttishta, get up, fight. O kaunteya, if you are killed, you will go to heaven, definitely. Atova prapsase swargam, viraswargam, jitva va bhokshase mahim. I think you all know when Dharmaraja went to heaven, he saw Duryodhana there. He was shocked. Then they said, no, because he died in the war, he came there. Sukhe dukkhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. If you think you are going to get sinned by fighting this war, you are mistaken. It is not so. So, first of all, the people who fight a war, Kshatriyas, those who are Kshatriyas, they fight a war and die in the war, they will go to heaven. That they will not go unless it is considered as punya, not papa. So if you think you are going to get papa by fighting this war as a Kshatriya, you are mistaken. And on the top of it, see, first he said, if you die, you will go to heaven, so there's nothing to worry. If you don't die, because either they'll kill you or you have to kill them. In a war, you have to kill or you have to get killed. One of the two. If you don't kill them, they'll kill you. Definitely. They'll come to kill you, and even in the law, self-defense is approved as valid. He will not be punished for that. But he is giving a new option. Sukhe dukkhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. He is giving a new concept. You be equanimous to loss and gain, pain and pleasure. You fight. for the sake of war. Yuddhaya yudhyasva. Yuddhaya, for war. Yudhyasva, you fight. Nai sukhe, how? With equanimity. Sukhe dukhe same krutva. Labha labhau jaya jayo. Tato yuddhaya yudhyasva. Naivam papamavapsyasi. Esha te abhihita sankhye. Buddhed yoge tvimam sruno. Buddhya yukto yaya pardha. Karma bandham prahasyasi. Now I am going to teach you yoga. Till now I gave you jnana. The word sankhya is considered equivalent to jnana in Bhagawadgita mostly. The word meanings are dependent on the context and depending upon the text. The meanings in particular period of time, they will be differing, and even in the same period, it has different meanings in different contexts. Sankhya is counting numbers. Sankhya is that which is based on Sankhya. That is Sankhya Darshana. That is one meaning. But here it is Sankhya, means knowledge, maybe out of Sankhya Darshana and beyond, the Jnana. Yeshate abhihita Sankhya Buddhi. I have told you Jnana till now. Now I am going to tell you Yoga. Yoga tvimam sruno. Now listen, I am going to teach you Yoga. What is that Yoga? He has already made a statement. Sukhe dukkhe same krutva. Labha labhau jaya jayo. Tato yuddhaya yudhyasva. It applies to all of us because we are all fighting a war in this world. We are fighting a war against death. We are fighting a war against our anger. We are fighting a war against so many odds and adversities and problems and issues. There is nobody who doesn't have problems. So everybody has to fight. If you don't fight, you will be finished. You have to fight. You have to survive. I fought all my life against adversities. Neha vikrama nashosti pracha vayu na vidyate. For this yoga, there is no avikramanasha, that is gradual annihilation. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a small quantity, swalpamapi asya dharmasya, this dharma, this yoga, even if it is little bit followed, it will give you very huge benefit or result, that is escaping from the great fear. What is that great fear? What is the greatest fear? Mahato bhayat. The greatest fear is fear of death. Even Arjuna is afflicted only by that. All his statements are based on that. All, in fact, it is said that even the greatest scholars have this. Abhinivesha, Patanjali said, Abhinivesha, Vidushope Abhinivesha. Vyavasayatmika buddhirekeha kurunandana bahushakhahnyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam yami mam pushpitam vacham pravadanti vipaschitaha vedavadarata partha namyadastiti vadinaha. Now, this attitude of investment and getting returns, vyavasayatmika buddhirekeha kurunandana Bahushakha Hyanantascha Buddhayo Avyavasayinam, the Karma Sangitvam, Yamimam Pushpitam Vacham Pravadanti Vipaschitaha Vedavadaratah Pardha Namyadastiti Vadinaha Kamatmana Swargaparaha Janma Karma Phalapradan Kriyana Sesha Bahulan Bhogaisvarya Gatim Prati Bhogaisvarya Prasaktanam Taya apahruta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadho naviti. Now he is raising a very, very fundamental issue of vyavasayatmika buddhi. That means I will do something to get something in return. This is opposite of karma yoga. That is, you are obsessed with the result of karma. You do your karma, you have to do your karma anyway. You can't stop karma. But when you do the karma and if you are obsessed with its result, which is what normally people are, even the Vedic scholars, Yamimam Pushpitam Vacham Pravadanti Vipaschitaha, scholars, Vedavadarata Pardha Namyadastiti Vadinaha, Kamatmanaha, they have desires, full of desires. All the Vedic scholars as well have full desires. Kamatmanaha, Swargapara, they want to go to heaven after death. Janma Karma Phalapradan, they will perform Kriya Bahul. So many types of Yajna Yagadi Kratus, Kriya Visesha Bahulan, Bhogaishwarya Gatim Prati. In order to get wealth, money, enjoyments, for achieving those, they will perform various Vedic rituals. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadante vipaschita vedavadanata partha nanya. They say nothing else is there, only this is there. Nanyadasti divadinaha kamatmanaha swargaparaha janma karma bhalapradan kriyan visesha bahulan bhogaishwarya gatim prati bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya apahruta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. This vyavasayatmika buddhi, which is obsession with enjoyments, bhogaishwarya prasaktanam, highly obsessed and craving, having deep craving for enjoyments. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya apahruta chetasam, whose minds are robbed away by these cravings of enjoyments and desires. Vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. It will not give you equanimity, equilibrium, samadhi. He is attacking at the root of fruitful obsessive action. It means action with attachment to fruit, the opposite of Karma Yoga. So he is now declaring Karma Yoga. By the way, friends, Karma Yoga is a concept which is a contribution of Lord Krishna himself, even though it is briefly mentioned in the Ishavasya Upanishad. Ishavasya idam sarvam yat kinchit jagatyam jagatyena chakriya munyeda magridha tasya gidhanam purvan neheve karmani. So you do all your duties, karmas, as long as you live, deva hitam yadayuhu. That seed is there in the Ishavasya Upanishad and some of the Vedic mantras. As long as I live, I perform all my actions for deva hitam, for loka sangraham. So even though the seed is there, in a concrete manner of full expansion, manifestation, it's only Krishna himself propounded the doctrine of Karma Yoga, which we are trying to understand today. In the second chapter, it is propounded, it is elaborated in the third chapter and fourth chapter, and the entire. You do your duties, you do your actions without attachment to the result. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavad. You see, he's going to such a high level. All the Vedas are made of Trigunas. What he means is, all the Yajna, the Kratus are within the Triguna framework. Beyond, you go Arjuna beyond the Trigunas. You become Gunatita. You become Sthita Prajna. He is going to explain. Whatever he is asking Arjuna to do is applicable to us. We are not Arjunas, but we are like proxy. We are actually, it is meant for us. Arjuna is only representing us. All that instruction which is given in the Bhagawadgita by Krishna, Lord Krishna, is meant for us. We have to understand, acquire, and assimilate. Read, reread, digest, and assimilate. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Nirdvando Nitya Sattvastho Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. Yavan Ardhaudapane Sarvata Samprutodake. Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanataha. These two are fundamental statements negating the supremacy of Karma Kanda and only Karma Kanda, which is also upheld in the Veda. If you keep it aside, of course, in the Gita also it is upheld in third chapter and elsewhere as essential, but with realization that this is not the final ultimate objective. Because for a person who has reached Brahmajnana, like an ocean, this is like a small bowl of water taken out of the ocean. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna Nirguno Nityas Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvastho Niryogakshema Atmavan. Atmavan, you become self-realized, you become established in the self-realized condition. Nirdvandvaha, beyond dualities. Nitya Sattvastha, always established in the great Sattva. Niryogakshema Atmavan. Yavanardha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. So, a brahmajnani, for a brahmajnani, the jnana of Brahman is like an ocean with him. He is established in it. Whereas an ordinary karmakanda, karmishthi, will get one bowl of water out of that ocean. Sarveshu vedokteshu karmasu yani anantani phalani tani napekshante chet kimadham tani ishvarayet anusthiyanta iti uchyate srunuyavaniti yadha loke kopatadakadya अनेकस्मिन् उदपाने परिच्छिन्नोदके यावान्या परिमाणः स्नानपानादर्थं फलं प्रयोजनं न स सर्वोर्धः सर्वतः संप्लुतोदके तावानेव संपद्यते तत्रान्तर्भवति इत्यर्थः. So Shankaracharya is explaining एवं तावां स्तात् परिमाण एव संपद्यते सर्वेषु वेदेषु वेदोक्तेषु कर्मसु यो अर्धो यत् कर्मफलं सोऽर्धो ब्राह्मणस्य सन्यासिनः परमार्थतत्त्वं विजानतः यो अर्धो विज्ञानफलं सर्वतः संप्लुतोदकस्थानीयं तस्मिन् स्थावानेव संपद्यते तत्रैव अन्तर्भवति इत्यर्थः. The meaning here is a brahmajnani will be having an ocean of Brahmi sthiti, he is established in Brahman. Whereas a karmishthi, Veda prachodita karma, will get only a small bowl of that portion of realization. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhur ma te sangostva karmani. Now he is giving fundamental definition. What is karma yoga? Karmanyevadhikaraste. You have your rights only in performing your duty. In performing the karma. You have no rights on its results. What does it mean? A lot of people get confused. They ask this question, how can I perform without thinking about the result? It's not that. You don't get confused. It does not mean you don't know the result or you don't worry about the result. It's not, doesn't mean it means something else. What it means is this: you have no authority or control or ownership on the results because the results are not in your hands. Results are a function or dependent upon many factors, not only your own work. You might have done your duty, but you may not have got the result which should have come to you for some other reason. There could be earthquake or there could be some other reason. Like you went to the interview, you did well in the interview, but never got the job. Because there is somebody else who got the job for some other reason. You wrote the entrance exam for IAS, you never got selected. You studied very hard, you worked very hard. That's not your control. It is not your adhikara to decide the results. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhur mate sangostu akarmani. At the same time, you should not think, I will not put effort. You have to put effort. You do your duty. You have a right. You have your adhikara, your control, your ownership only on your own karma, not on the karma phalas. Ma karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu. Ma means no. Mat. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Never you can have control or ownership or administrative responsibility of the results. Results are a complex function. They have many other inputs. And the output will be a complex function based on the multiple inputs which you may not even know. You went to the interview, you did well, you never got the job because they already gave the job to somebody else, whom they know, who is related, who is their boss's son, or whatever it is. Reasons you don't even know. Let alone take the responsibility or ownership on that, or take control. You can never take control. It's impossible. So even in a war, it will happen because weather conditions, so many factors unknown, that is the uncertainty factor. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam chaktva dhananjaya. Because there is uncertainty and because there is unknown and factors, you cannot say, I will not try. What is the point? There are people who say that it's very difficult to get a seat in IIT or say IAS or whatever. Therefore, there's no point in trying. There are people who do that also. Prarambhinsaru nichamanavulu. The worst of the human beings never want to put any effort, thinking, wo to nahi hoga, it's not going to happen. So, but there are middle kind of people who will put effort and give up in between. And the third category, who will never give up and achieve the result, come what may. Prarambhincharu nichamanavulu vignayasa santaptulai. Prarambhinchi parityajinchadaru vignayatulai madhyamul. Dhirul vigna nihanyamanu lagutan. Prarabdharthamul ichagim parugada prajnani dulgauta. If you have talent, you can achieve what you want. It's your capability. So, Kriya Siddhis Sattve Bhavati Nopakaranayi. This is in the context of Ramayana. Success will be achieved by your capabilities, not by the environmental instruments. Now, Upakaranayi. Rama had no upakaranas. He didn't have an army. He didn't have weapons. Nothing yet. He and Rama and Lakshmana were alone. But they achieved the result. It's an impossible result. So, that is why he is telling, Yogastha kuru karmani sangam chaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyau samo bhutva. You do your duty without bothering what happens at the end. Because whatever happens, let it happen. But you did your job. Abraham Lincoln also made this statement. I put it as a big board in my office in Chennai when I was there. I do my job till the end. I don't worry about the end result because I have done my duty. I have that satisfaction. Even if the end result doesn't come in favor of what I did, but people do know that I did my job correctly. He fought and he died in the war. He may not have won, doesn't matter. So in the case of competitive exams also, in IIT coachings and other things, even though, because there are very few seats and there are 1,000 times, 10,000 times more number of people who are attempting the same few seats, only those few will get, others will not get. So even though others did not get, they have acquired knowledge in the process of preparation. And that knowledge will be useful in, if not IIT, in IIIT, or if in any other IT, any other institute, you will get something else. That is the beauty of Karma Yoga. This attitude is the necessary. If you don't have this attitude, you'll have to commit suicide. A lot of people commit suicides in IIT coaching centers like Sri Chaitanya coaching center. A lot of people commit suicides. People ask me why they're, this is the reason, the attitude problem. If you had the Karma Yoga attitude, both the parents and the students, they wouldn't have died like this. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam chakva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyau samo bhutva equanimous samatvam yoga uchyate. He defined yoga as samatvam yoga uchyate. Buddhi yukto jahati ubhe suprta dushrute tasmad yoga yujyasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. He defined yoga as kaushalam, skill in work. Because this is a skill, special skill. Because you are not obsessed with the result, you will be constantly concentrating on the performance quality alone, skill. He will transcend both good and bad. Buddhi yukto jahati ubhe sukruta duskrute. This is all management and you give Gita. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi bharam chakva manishinaha atka janma bandha vinirmukta padam gacchant anamayam. Samatva buddhi yuktaha san swadharma manutishtan yat phalam prapnoti tachrunu buddhi iti buddhi yuktaha samatva vishayaya buddhya yukto jahati. A buddhi yukta is a fellow who has samatva, equanimity. Parityajiti iha asmin loke ubhe sukrita dushkrute punya-pape sattva-shuddhi jnana-prapti dvarena yati tasmat samatva buddhi yogaya yujyasva ghatasva yogo hi karmasu kaushalam swadharma-khyeshu karmasu vartamanasya ya siddha-siddho samatva buddhi ishvara-arpita cetastaya tat kaushalam kushala-bhavaha tadhi kaushalam yad bandhana-svabhava namnyapi karmani samatva buddhya svabhava nivartante. So, because of this karma yoga, what is the benefit of karma yoga? Tell me. First of all, they will not commit suicides when they fail to get the results which they wanted by having this attitude. Secondly, he will be equanimous, he will reach maturity in peace, mind, and he will be, more importantly, detached from the karma bandha. Because we are all bonded by karma. Karma muna puttu jantu, karma. We are born due to karma, we will die out of karma. So if you want to escape from karma, this is the only way to escape from. Because you cannot stop doing karma all the time. No, not even 1 second you can remain without performing any. Nahi kasit kshanamapi jat tishtat akarma krit karyate havashaha karma sarva prakriti jayar gunai. Third chapter is expanding this. You will be forced to do karma at the same time. If you want to be liberated from the bonding of the karma, karma yoga is the only way. Yada te moha kalilam buddhi vyatitarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam srotavyasya srutasya cha. Now he is talking of the evolution in life. Your buddhi, which is confused with moha kalitam buddhi, because of so many thoughts, so many arguments, so many cases in point, when it can reach the conclusion, reach convergence, tada gantasi nirvedam srotavyasya srutasya cha, then you will know, you will reach nirvedam is vairagyam, and you will know the meaning, the essence of what you heard and what should be heard. Srotavyasya cha srutasya cha, what you know and what you need to know. The essence of that you will get when your buddhi evolves beyond the state of mixed thoughts which you have acquired through various arguments and cases, and reach a convergence level higher, transcendental. Then this, we had a picture in our hostel in IIT Bombay, Hostel 1. That picture was showing a man who is surrounded by flames. He is going to be burnt, and he is rising up higher and higher out of that. So we are all like that. We are surrounded by flames, and we have to rise up. Vidate moha kalidam buddhir vyatitarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam. You will know, you will reach vairagya. That means you will not have any desires. Srotavyasya cha srutasya cha. And the meaning of what you have learned till now and what is to be learned. Now, in this context, the management perspective, you see, a person who does a good job in his individual capacity, he is excellent, let us say. He is only a worker. He can be an excellent worker, but not a leader. But a person who can lead his surrounding neighbors, his family members, or his colleagues, or his organization, that's limited, defined organization. I led an organization which had 20,000 people. I worked there for 28 years and grew from the lowest level to the highest level. I was the director general. So when you lead the people and make them perform excellently like you did, then you are a leader, but you are a manager. You are a leader of a limited scale of an organization. But if you want to go beyond that, if you want to be a national, international leader, you have to go much above that. That is called self-actualization. Maslow's need hierarchy. Self-actualization is a level of a leadership where the leader is not performing his actions for any specific purpose or selfish interest. Like Gandhi did not perform his actions for the purpose of his son becoming or his grandson becoming the next prime minister, or for earning some money or earning something. When you perform your actions for the sake of the society, for the sake of the nation, you are identifying with society or identifying with nation. Krishna performed the Mahabharata war, it's a world war, not for his benefit. He doesn't get any benefit. He tells that in 3rd chapter. I don't have any interest in this war, but still I am performing it. He conducted the war. For what purpose? For upholding dharma, for the benefit of the society. Loka sangraha. Shruti vipratipannate yada sthasyati nischala. So in this evolution, mohakalidam buddhihi, gantas nirvedam srotavyasya srutasya cha, shruti vipratipanna. That means with all dilemma, opposing arguments, te yada sthasyati nischala. When it reaches fixed nischala tattvam gaganakaraha, Avadhuta Gita says this. Samadhau in samadhi, achala buddhihi, tada yogam avapsi. Then you reach yoga. What a wonderful statement. Samadhau achala buddhihi, tada yogam avapsyasi. It can be interpreted in 2 ways. The samadhi of yoga, where you are absorbed in deep samadhi, and even when you come out, the impact of that samadhi will be on you that you will be behaving in equanimity in karma yoga. So, such a person who has reached that samadhi equanimity stage is called sthita prajna. So, Arjuna is asking, such a person, sthita prajnasya ka bhasha, samadhisthasya keshava, sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. What will he do? How will he behave? How will he get around the world? Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatanatmanyevatmana tushtaha sthita prajnastadochyate. He has no desires. He is well satisfied in himself. Atmanyevatmana tushtaha. He is well established in himself. Sthita prajnaha tadochyate. He is called sthita prajna at that time. He is not going to be afflicted, upset, disturbed, perturbed by dukkha, dukkheshu anudvignamanaha. He is not going to be agitated with miseries coming up. Sukheshu vigataspruhaha. And he will not be jumping about or blabbering about when he is in pleasures. Vita raga bhaya krodha. He has given up attachments, fears, and anger. Sthita dhihi muniruchyate. He will be in a fixed state of established intellect. Sthita dhihi. Munihi is Muni. So he is asking Arjuna to be a Muni. He is asking all of us to be Munis. Yas sarvatra nabhisneha tat prapya shubha shubham nabhinandati nadveshti. As things come, edrichala santushto, as things come, he will accept them. Sarvatra nabhisneha tat prapya shubha shubham nabhinandati nadveshti. He will not oppose, he will not congratulate anything. Yada samharate chayam kurmangani sarvasha indriyani indriyardhebhyastasya prajna pratishtita. When he withdraws his senses into himself like a tortoise, kurma, anganiva sarvasha indriyani indriyardh, he withdraws his senses from outside sensory object. You will not have any interest in eating ice cream, going here, going there, doing this, doing that, all. No desires. Vishaya vinivartante, and all the objects will go away from him. Then he is not going to be affected by us. That's why in the ancient times when there were people who are doing tapasya, then apsaras will come and dance trying to distract that person. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. His interest, his rasa, his cravings are param drishtva. They are only to the transcendental stage, not to the worldly things. Yatadohyapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramadhini haranti prasabham manaha. The indriyas will try to trap him and land him in trouble. Tani sarvani samyamya. He will control all his senses. Yukta asita matparaha vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratisthita. So, he who has in control all his indriyas, he is called sthita prajna. Jayato vishaya. Now a sequence is being given. Jayato vishayan pumsas sanganteshu upajayate. First you will start thinking about some things, some objects. Then you will develop attachment. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Because of that sangha attachment, you will develop craving, desire for it. Kamat krodho bhijayate. Because all cravings, desires cannot be fulfilled. At the moment a craving or desire is not fulfilled, you will become angry. So happiness is the desires opposite of desires. If you have zero desires, you have infinite happiness. So happiness and desires are, their product is a constant. So it is the inverse relationship. You have more desires, you have less happiness. You have no desires, you have maximum happiness. Krodh, when desires are not fulfilled, you get anger. So when anger comes, krodhat bhavati sammohaha, you will be hypnotized. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. In hypnotism, you will forget your memory. Whatever you learned, whatever you read. Smriti bhramshat buddhi nashaha. Then your buddhi will be finished. You will not be able to discriminate what is good, what is bad. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. You will be destroyed by buddhi nasha. In all violent situations is what will happen. Whereas the sthita prajna raga dvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyaischcharan atmavasyaihi vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. Vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. A person who has got himself in his own control, who listens to himself, is able to contain himself, discipline himself. He alone will get peace. Vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. Who has detached himself from raga, dvesha, and objects of sense, desires. Nothing is there for him. He is established in himself. Self-contained. Vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. He will reach peace of mind. Prasade sarva dukkhan. Prasada means not our temple prasadam. The mental peace that is called prasada. Mental peace and mental happiness and health. So satisfaction, contentment. He is contented person. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate. All the miseries will be dissolved. Prasanna cheta sakyasu buddhir vyatitarishyati. His buddhi, intellect will evolve, transcend. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya naja yuktasya bhavana. A person who cannot control. Yuktaha means yoga has yoga. That means a person who controls cannot have buddhi and cannot have atma bhavana. Nacha bhavayata shantihi. If he cannot have atma, what is atma bhavana? When you are controlling yourself, you are in the self-established. So that is atma bhavana. If you are not in atma bhavana, you cannot get peace. Ashantasya kutas sukha. When you don't have peace, nacha bhavayata shantihi. Ashantasya kutas sukham. You will never get any happiness when you don't have peace. Indriyana vicharatam yan manon vidhiyate tadasya prajnam vayurnam ivambasi. If your mind is running helter-skelter, running behind desires of the senses, you will never be able to get peace or happiness. Tasmad yasya mahabaho nigrihitani sarvasya indriyani indriyardhebhyastasya prajna pratishthrita. His prajna is pratishthitas. He is a sthita prajna who is not running behind any objects. Ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagrati samimi yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato mune. That Muni will see the whole universe, the worldliness as darkness, as night. Night. Ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagrati samimi yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha mani. Whereas what is darkness, night for all, it is only light for him, day. Vihaya kaman yas sarvan pavan said the nispraha, a person who gives up all desires and goes around without any consciousness of desires, nirmamo, and without attachment, without ego, nirahankaraha, only he will reach peace, nobody else. Sashantim adhigacchati. Esha Brahmi sthiti. This is Brahmi sthiti. Brahmi Chaitanya sthiti. Nainam prapya. If you reach that, O Partha, you will not be deluded anymore. Sthitva asyam antakalepi. Even if you reach at the last minute of your life, Brahma Nirvana Mrichati, you will reach Nirvana. Om Tat Sariti Srimad Bhagawadgita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Sankhya Yogo Nama Dvitiyodhyaya.
Thank you, Prabhu Garu. Sorry for interrupting with the messages. I was doing only my duty, as Bhagavad Gita says, to remind you of the timing. But we'll go for questions after the Pradhana. Babu Garu. Vasundhara Garu, Pradhana చేయండి.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्रः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् स्वभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु.
ధన్యవాదాలండి వసుంధర గారు. Let us raise for national anthem. जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय जय प्रभु गाరు Yeah.
Yeah, I have also done my duty successfully. I just completed the whole chapter in spite of your duty. Just
Yeah.
exact.
Right, thank you. I was really absorbed in the thing because I was also trying to get motivated because my situation is also, everyone has a problem. And your lecture today gives a lot of motivation, and I hope many others are also taking the motivation from today's class and doing their
Yes.
duty and forget about the results in the spirit which has been explained by Prabhu Garu. Okay, Ravindra Garu.
Guru Namaha, Guru Garu. Regarding this, I have small doubt in this Satya, Asatya, Bhava, Bhava. Satya, Asatya. Asatya means which will don't have any existence. Satya will have
No. It is Sat and Asat. So Sat means existence. Na asato vidyate bhavo, no bhavo vidyate satah. That which is real will not stop existing. That which is unreal will never actually exist. That means all temporary existence is unreal, and therefore it is not truth. It is not true existence. And true existence is that which is permanently there always. That's what it is.
So in such case, all human bodies, all living creatures are temporary. They are not permanently.
Yeah, they are not real. We all know they are
not real.
temporary. We all know that everything is temporary. Not only living bodies, even non-living bodies. Non-living bodies also are temporary. We don't know the time duration because we don't live so long.
In
They're
such
also
case, what
temporary.
will be permanent? In such case, what will be the permanent one?
That
Even in
Avinashitu
also not
Tadvidhi
permanent.
Yena Sarva. If there is something X by which all this is made, see, if you go into physics, everything is matter or energy, right?
Yes.
So
Energy.
matter is never created nor destroyed. It will be transformed from one form to the other. And energy also will never be created. Listen to me, don't interrupt. Energy also can never be created or destroyed. It will only transform from one form to the other. So E is equal to mc square of Einstein shows that matter and energy are equivalent to each other. They are interconvertible. Like energy, different forms of energy are interconvertible. Different forms of matter are interconvertible. Matter and energy are also interconvertible. In the atom bomb, 1 gram of matter, when it is converted to energy, it will become 3 into 10 to the power of 20, 9 into 10 to the power of 20 watts. That much energy will be the equivalent of 1 gram of matter. E is equal to mc square. So there is some X which is either matter or energy, depending on how it is observed. That is the dual nature of matter and energy in quantum theory, quantum mechanics. So that X is what is Brahman, that is Sat. That alone is truth. All the apparent forms are unreal, temporary, therefore unreal forms. That alone is real. Sat, Brahman. In Vaisheshika, it is said as Sat Akaranavat Nityam. It has no cause. All other things have causes. All other temporary phenomena, temporary bodies have cause. They are effects of a cause. And that cause has another cause, and that cause has another cause. And finally, there is one which is the original cause, Moola Karanam. Yavani che janinchu jagamevani lopala nindu Yavani yandudindu parameswarudevadu Moola Karanam bevadu. Anadi Madhyalayudevadu Sarvamudanayina Vadevadu Vaninatmajunune Saranam Vedada. He is not a person. It is Parabrahman, that is X, which is appearing as matter and as energy under the illusion of space-time frame, which are resulting in different forms at different events.
Okay. Any other person who has a question?
Thank you, Guru Garu.
Yeah. Kaipa Rameswara garu anukuntanu.
Mahodaya, namaskaram andi.
Hmm.
In 7th sloka, that karpanya means is it timidness or
No, Krupa.
aha,
Krupa is the root of word of Karpanya.
karpanya. Krupa means also there is a meaning that he is a miser also there. Krupanatvama bolge.
No. Krupa is compassion, jali, daya. That meaning also is applicable here. Because he is obviously obsessed with Krupa, because unless he is a real Kripalu, he will not get that feeling. That's why no other fellow got. Please note this. No other fellow who came to that war got this feeling. Because they are not Kripalus. They don't have kindness, compassion. Like Duryodhana kind of people, they are not kind people. They are ferocious. They are Asuri Pravritti people. Arjuna has Kripa in him. Daya, Kripa. So he felt overwhelmed by it.
Savita Shastri garu.
Namaste, Mahodaya. Just wanted a small clarification. We are talking of Karma Yoga where we are telling there should not be any desires attached to anything. We will not think of the fruits, but without desire, how can we work? Let's say a farmer is sowing fields, sowing for plants and all.
No,
There
that
is no
is
desire
different. Two different things. You see, the desirelessness is for Sthita Prajna, not for farmer. For a Sthita Prajna, for an enlightened person, like who are all the enlightened persons? Like Buddha is there, Krishna is there, Rama is there. All these are enlightened persons. And we are all, in this group, this is an advanced course, right? So
Yes.
we are on the way towards enlightenment, okay? So we are telling about the enlightened, not for farmer and potter and blacksmith, goldsmith, not for them. It is for the enlightened person. For the enlightened person, he has no desires.
Correct.
So the desirelessness is told about enlightened person. He is asking Arjuna to be like that. Muni, Sthita Prajna, Yogi, Gunatita, Mahabhakta. In various chapters, all these dimensions are coming out. In fact, whatever is told today is enough. We don't need any other chapters. But all other chapters are elaborating the same thing which is told in the second chapter now, today.
Correct, sir. Even suppose we learn this today, we are trying to put it into practice. We cook, if we work for others, we cook for others, or we maintain the house. If at all we keep doing everything without any expectation or without any, then what is the motivation for us to do something?
Yeah, good question. See, like I am giving this lecture. What is my motivation?
Sharing of knowledge.
No desire. So, I am answering your question. What is my motivation? No desire. That is self-actualization. Maslow's need hierarchy. Have you heard this?
Yes.
So, a lower level being will be motivated by food and shelter.
Correct.
That is like labor, there's a labor camp next to my house. They are given shelter. They are given food.
Yes. Yes.
So that is the lowest level motivation in Maslow need hierarchy. What is the next level? You tell me, you know that. What is the next level? Beyond labor level.
Give shelter, give more
It is
facilities.
needs and needs.
What are those? What are the needs?
One's
This is a need
wants.
hierarchy. We are talking of need hierarchy.
Yes.
Basic
Yes.
need hierarchy, food and shelter and
Yes.
clothing.
Then clothes and then yes.
So next higher level, what in the need hierarchy?
Money.
No, money
Job,
for what
money.
purpose? Money again is meant for
Again
buying
for-
food and shelter and clothing, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, see, now I am sitting in an apartment. Each apartment costs 4 crores. And right next to it, there is a labor camp there. And there they are given a small hut kind of a thing in a tin shed. That is free of cost to the labor who are constructing buildings here. Google is constructing a huge building and the labor are staying in a labor camp next to my apartment complex. It is a free food and shelter. So even if somebody is staying in a 4 crore apartment, which I am staying right now, or even 10 crore apartment, it is same shelter. It is nothing more than shelter.
Yes.
So even transportation, if you're going by bicycle or you're going by a Maruti car, or you're going by Mercedes Benz, or you're going by any other car which is costing 100 crores, Mercedes Benz cost 50 lakhs minimum.
Yes.
The final thing is only transportation, nothing else is there.
Correct.
So same food also, whether you are earning 1 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees or only one, these labor will be earning only 1,000, they are given free food. The same food is there finally.
Yes.
So food, shelter, clothing is fundamental need. But next level, that means you have not studied Maslow's need hierarchy. You have not studied management, motivation. The whole subject called motivation.
Yes, sir, I forgot.
Management, the recognition,
Yes.
social recognition is the next
Social
term.
recognition. Yes.
So people are not bothered about food, shelter, clothing. In that level, they are
Yes.
more bothered about recognition.
Yes. Yes.
We fight all our life for that recognition.
Yes.
I retired as Director General of National Informatics Center. For that, I worked for 30 years, close to 30
Correct.
years. And so many things we did. So recognitions, respect is the next
Yes.
level hierarchy in the need hierarchy.
Yes. Yes.
Even beyond that is self-actualization. That is top leaders. See, in the level of recognition, all promotions, all motivations, all paybacks, all the things cover.
Correct.
Even higher than that is self-actualization. Top level people, they work on self-actualization because there's nothing there. They already have food, shelter, clothing. They already have recognition. They're not worried. They're not interested in this. So top level, you are working for the Loka Sangraha, for the benefit of society.
Society.
Narada
Yes.
says every time, మనం ఏం చేసినా లోక కళ్యాణం కొరకే చేయాలి. So for the లోకాన్ని ఉద్ధరించడం కోసమే. Krishna also says, why am I, in the 3rd chapter, he'll explain, he will give simple answers to all questions on 2nd chapter in 3rd chapter.
Okay.
So why am I doing all this? I am not interested.
Yes.
So now you understood.
Yes, sir. I understood, but in our process of being the self-realization, are we not becoming emotionless? That we don't carry emotion.
No, you
when
go
there is
through all
no
that.
emotion, then
No, that is all valid. Mother's love is recognized as divine, as next to only to the divine love of. Mother's love is recognized as divine love next to the bhakta's love towards God.
correct. Okay.
So, and even the love of man and woman is also respected, like the Radha Krishna Bhakti. So all these are respected, but they are again lower levels only compared to that self-actualization. So love, responsibility is also accepted. That is dharma. That's why he kept on saying swadharma, swadharma, swadharma. Okay?
Yes, sir. That means there is a thin balance which we have to realize to go on with our life. And
No, not
again,
thin balance. You have to evolve higher and higher. Okay, now, in my case, I was having a very deep crisis in my life where I didn't have food, shelter, clothing. So I crossed that stage. Then I struggled for 30 years to get recognition. Finally, I got the highest possible recognition in the country. Then after that, what? Nothing. I cannot do that once again, right? I cannot write entrance exams and competitive exams and all that. So after that, what? Of course, during the process, responsibilities and emotional bondings, emotional satisfactions, all have been approved under the dharma, swadharma concept. And beyond that, what? Beyond that is self-actualization. So Krishna is asking Arjuna to be a self-actualized person working for the larger good of the world, not for selfish ends. That he explains in detail in 3rd chapter and 4th chapter. That is called yajna. Yajnadhat karmanonyatra lokesmin karma bandhanaha. Anything other than yajna is going to be a bondage. Why this karma yoga is required? Because if you don't follow karma yoga, you will be bound by to be born and suffer again. All your actions when you are alive today and all your actions when you will be born again, including the birth itself, they're all based on your karma. If you are not detached, if you don't follow karma yoga, the consequences are terrible. We are all going through those consequences. In fact, karma yoga is the only way to be detached from the results, consequences of our own karma, which are
Correct.
terrible. The
Yes, sir.
consequences are terrible.
Yes, sir. Sir, if you permit for a small discussion, we are in one level, so we are understanding all this.
What?
When we learn, we are already, like you said, we are already educated. We have achieved something, so we have progressed from non-achievers to some achievement. So that satisfaction is giving us to analyze. This is good. But when we are in a society, there are all strata of people where non-achievers will be there, but we are trying for a betterment of the society. For them, if we try and go and explain to them, this is like this, how do they understand this?
No,
Because
you
they
have
are still
to teach only what they understand.
correct.
Sapatra
Okay.
Danam. That is why we have, I mean, in the Gita at the end also, he don't teach Gita to each and everybody. He told whom it should be taught. So patrata, deshe kale cha patre cha yad danam tat satvikam smrutam. Any danam, vidya danam or dhana danam or any danam, it should be appropriate based upon the desha kala patrata.
Okay, right.
So that requires
It's
lot
not
of
just recitation.
no,
Yes.
no. That's why we have a whole education system. The Vedic
Yes, sir.
education system is there. Okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay, Amar Singh
Sir,
ji.
just one small
Yeah.
clarification.
Yeah.
Sir, we have all the stotras we are explaining. In everything, we are asking for something like Dehi me, Dehi. Either we say our children should, like even when we do a Sankalpam or during anything, we say Putra Pautram should grow, or we take up some 40-day Mandala Stotram for achieving something. Like we are putting a target and we are trying to pray to God asking that I want to achieve something. Is it not contradicting to the Karma Yoga?
No,
What
no,
we are
no.
doing?
That is this is a higher level thing. It is not contradicting. In fact, if you carefully understand what they are telling you, even in those karma kandas, they will always ask you to say namama. Do you remember?
Yes, sir. Mama.
Why are they asking you to say? Same reason. So namama, though you want, that is all fine. You know, even for Sandhya Vandanam or even Sachan Vratam or anything, you say, you start with a sankalpam. Kshema, Sthairya, Dhairya, for me and for my family.
Right.
All that's sankalpa only. But finally, namama, tat phalam.
Yes.
So the whole phala of this karma is to the Ishvara. Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. So there in 3rd chapter, you'll explain again that Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaivatena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma, Samadhina. So that is equally priyam. So this is not contradictory. That has to be understood. You will get to understand these things better as you get deeper knowledge of the Bhagavad-Gita.
Yes, Mahodaya. Dhanyavada.
Okay, thank you, Bhagavu. And now I think the questions are over. No more hands raised.
Sir, I have, sir, but because of time, I just wrote down.
Okay.
Sir, only one question. Recently, we have in the classes, I was trying to understand the samadhi stage. Like
No,
going to
yoga you can ask on Thursday. On Thursday you ask yoga, not today.
okay,
Please.
then one in Bhagavad Gita,
Right.
Sitpragya Bhasha, in the second adhyay, Sitpragya. ये मुनि के लिए दिन और उसके लिए सभी के लिए रात है और सभी के लिए दिन है तो उसके लिए रात है. So what exactly that means, sir?
तो उसका मतलब यह है कि दुनियादारी जो है, अब जानते हैं दुनियादारी क्या होता है?
हाँ सर, society living in the society doing all karmas.
नो, दुनियादारी, वर्ल्डलीनेस,
Worldliness. Okay.
सो कॉल्ड स्मार्टनेस, दुनियादारी जो है वो मुनि के लिए रात है, अंधकार. The common people, they're always involved in desires, fulfillment, anger, lust, greed, fights, wars, everything.
Okay.
This worldliness, दुनियादारी, एक मुनि के लिए वो अंधकार है, रात है. दुनियादारी रात है. और जो अध्यात्म है, जो दुनिया के लिए अंधकार है, दुनिया कुछ समझते नहीं. Most of the people, 99.9% of the people in the world, they have no understanding or knowledge or even interest in spirituality. अध्यात्म में कोई रुचि नहीं होता. उनको हमेशा इसी दुनियादारी में ही रुचि होता है. सो वो उनके लिए रात है और मुनि के लिए वो दिन है. मुनि उसी में रहता है, मुनि भगवान में रहता है, अध्यात्म में रहता है, अध्यात्म जीवन बिताता है. समझ गए आप दोनों रात और दिन क्या है?
हाँ सर, समझ धन्यवाद.
Okay, Babu garu.
Okay.